Well, self-catering businesses are accusing the Scottish Government of making tourists feel unwelcome. Campaigners from Save Self-Catering Scotland say that new legislation which requires short-let operators to apply for a licence will destroy businesses and ruin livelihoods. Let's speak to Louise Dickens, who's outside the Parliament this lunchtime with a group of people opposing these new rules. Afternoon to you, Louise.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me on.
Well, it's good to talk to you. Just explain why you think this will have such a big impact on tourism.
Well, in the last week, the Scottish Bed and Breakfast Association and the Association of Scotland Self-Caterers have put out surveys, and 61 and 63% of respondents said that they were going to be leaving the sector.
Because of this latest legislation?
Because of the latest legislation, which is an absolute sledgehammer to crack a nut, we are not against regulation, but this regulation is such overkill. The fact that bed and breakfasts are involved, the fact that if you want to let out a room in your home, that's involved. If you want to do a home swap, those things are involved. I'm a professional. I've been working in the sector for 25 years in my agency in Edinburgh. I've never used Airbnb. I don't have lot boxes. I don't advertise sofa beds. And yet I'm the professional part of self-catering in Scotland, which has been offering fantastic accommodation for decades, family holidays in Scotland and a cottage, etc. We are being treated in the same way as a sort of party flat in Edinburgh that rents itself out for one night. And it feels like, you think that England is London-centric, but I hadn't realised the degree to which Scotland is Edinburgh-centric. We have here, I think, a piece of legislation that was really designed to close down, let's say, 30 or 40 party flats in Edinburgh. But every single, whether it's a yurt or a cabin or an apartment or a cottage across Scotland, are now having to apply for this scheme. And I think that lots of people that are against us think that we're standing here and what are you moaning about? You just need to get your credit card out and apply for these licenses. But there's a couple of big problems. One of them is that around Scotland at the moment, there are unlawful schemes. And the fees to apply for them are non-refundable. Edinburgh has rejected 98% of planning applications. To apply here for planning and licensing, cost for a one-bed flat costs from £3,000. It's non-refundable. And there is a judicial review against Edinburgh's planning guidelines, which has yet to be decided. Now, in any normal world, and then because of the judicial review, I was one of the petitioners in that Edinburgh judicial review. Because of the Edinburgh judicial review, the licensing schemes, there are licensing schemes across Scotland that are also unlawful. And you would have imagined that in any sane and rational world, the schemes where there are questions about their legality should be suspended. The Edinburgh planning scheme should be suspended until the Court of Session has decided whether the petitioners are correct or Edinburgh Council is correct. So thousands of people are being forced under legal duress to apply for schemes which they know to be unlawful. And our housing minister this morning said that he thought that that was reasonable and balanced, but I would have to beg to differ about that.
OK, thank you very much indeed for giving us your views this lunchtime. Louise Dickens there.